How to get a building approval right here in Abuja. Now, before you start building, you need to make sure that you have a building approval, and before you do that, there are necessary steps that you should take in acquiring one. So in this video today, we're going to be looking at the few steps that you need to take in order to acquire your own building approval. So let's get started immediately. Number one, you need to make sure that your land is legit. What do I mean? Ensure that your land has the right documents, your RO document. If it is certificate of occupancy title that your land has, you have it. You know, allocation letter and every document that is necessary that proves ownership, complete ownership of the land. Number two is hire the right professionals. Hiring the right professionals include architects who are going to handle the architectural design, the drawings, the structural, the electrical, the mechanical design of your building. Now, doing it with the right professionals will save you a lot in the future. And the third one is you need to take your land documents and your drawings to the Department of Development Control under the FCDA for approvals. Now here, these documents would go through, or rather pass through, different technical units for approvals. And the fourth thing you're going to do is to wait for the approval and the review. Now when you submit your documents and the drawings, they need to be reviewed before it can be approved. Now during this process, while it moves from one department to the other, during this process you would also need to make some corrections or adjustments where it is necessary. So sometimes you're being asked to go back and make these corrections and then take it back again for review. And sometimes maybe you who owns the building, or maybe it is an estate, might need to change one or two designs in the estate. This requires that you still take it back again. So all of this process back and forth happen during the waiting period. And then the fifth is getting your approval, and then you can start building. Now once your building is approved, you're going to get something called the building approval document. Right now, even when you've gotten approval, permission to go ahead and start your building, it doesn't stop Department of Development Control to go ahead and carry out checks at every milestone. So when you're doing your excavation, that's laying foundation for your building, they come to check. When you move to the first decking, they come to check. When you get to the second decking, depending on what you're building, from your fencing, your gatehouse. If your gatehouse is situated in a place that is very close to the fence, sometimes they come to tell you that no, this gatehouse is too close to the fence. You need to move it inside a little bit. So from time to time, they do inspections and they ensure that your building meets the right standards, the right approvals, the zoning, environmental and safety standards, and most importantly, that your building matches or complies with the Abuja's master plan development. So we looked at the different steps you need to take to get your building approval. Now, if you got value in this video, would like to know in the comments. If you have questions or if there are concerns of any kind, drop that in the comments. If you want to build your house in Abuja without stress, then you need to ensure that you've gotten the right approvals. If you're looking to own house or land here in the city of Abuja, call or WhatsApp the number displayed on the screen and we would help you sort that out immediately. While waiting for that call, have a nice day.